I'm Chef Jill Holland with A Spoonful of Hope, and we today are making chocolate truffles. Yay! Sorry, I'm realizing that my volume is not, yep, it is all the way down. Okay, good. So be sure to say hello. Hi, Gail, good to see you. Yay! So we're making honey chocolate truffles today. I'm so happy about these. They're so good. They're so yummy. So be sure to say hi if you are watching. Thank you to our friends who watched the last Facebook Live, and that is Tony P, Gail K, Jennifer D, Carol G, Leanne F, Lynette J, Dorothy P, Marissa S, and Christina D. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure that you like or comment on the video and say hi. Hi, Nossa. Hi, Marissa. Make sure you like or comment so that we can thank you in our next video and so that I can say hi to you now. Let me just turn that off and get rid of it out of our way. So, Deandra, hey! Lots of people watching today. So, is everybody ready for Valentine's Day? It's on a Sunday this year, so we actually, don't have to work during Valentine's Day, and we can have fun. All right, so we've got lots of different things going on, lots of stages of these truffles. If you have a flexible silicone mold, that will work well. If you don't, you can just pipe these out on a parchment paper, but the silicone molds are going to be a lot easier and a lot cleaner looking. So you're going to need about 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, 1 cup of melting chocolate, 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate or bittersweet chocolate, whichever one you like best. And we're going to use the palmetto honey today because it's got that strong earthy flavor, and it's going to match real well with the chocolate. So we're going to come over here real quick, not real quick, but we're going to come over here. We're making our ganache. So I have that cup of bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate on the stove, and I'm going to add our 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. I'm just going to pour that over it, and I have it over a water bath, which means I have, let me see if I can get this up. I've got the pot, and I have it partially filled with water, but I don't want it to touch the bottom of my bowl. So I just have a bowl sitting on top of that, and I don't want the water to touch. So this is actually going to melt your chocolate nice and gently. If you were to put it straight into your pot or your pan, you're going to scorch your chocolate. So I had this going already for a little bit, and I'm just going to mix that in, and you'll see it like just all of a sudden it'll start coming together. It's really kind of neat. I can feel that the chocolate is, oh, see there, it's starting to. It's just one of those things that just poop, and it starts going. See, it's getting darker. It's going to get nice and smooth. So this is our ganache. And that's, see, just all of a sudden, whoa. And you don't want to use a whisk necessarily for this because you don't want to incorporate too much air. All right, I'm going to turn my heat off because the water underneath is already hot. As you saw when I took the bowl off, it was steaming. And if your bowl is a little bit bigger and rests up, or it doesn't really form a seal, You want to make sure that you don't boil your water because you don't want that steam coming out the edges and curling down in. You don't want any water to come into your chocolate or else it's going to seize up, which means it looks all real clumpy and gross looking and not this nice smooth chocolate that you have here. All right, so see how nice and silky smooth that is? You can also add a little bit of butter to it if you want it to be shiny, but this is going on the inside of our truffle, so it's not a huge deal if it's not shiny. So we have that, and then we're going to take a piping bag, put it in just a tall container of some sort, and I'm actually going to set this in my bowl just in case some of it kind of overflows. And hi, Tony. All right, so I'm going to take my bowl, and notice I'm doing this with a towel because it is going to be hot. And because that water was coming up underneath it, the bottom of the bowl, see all the condensation on the bottom of the bowl? I don't want that to drip in my bag, so I want to make sure that I wipe that off and not get any of that water into my piping bag. So we're going to come here and we're just going to pour that into our piping bag. And remember to use your scraper and scrape out all that yummy chocolate. Okay. And then I can... So folding the cuff on the bag helps keep your edges clean for where your hands are going to go. And then I've got all that chocolate on the spatula, so I'm just going to kind of pinch it and scrape it off. Okay. Now what I'm going to do with this, because it's way too hot to use in our truffles right now, I am going to seal it up. And you can use a piece of plastic wrap. You want to twist it just a few times. Twist it, and then you can use like a rope of plastic wrap or twine. I've got these nice little clips that go on, and just so that it doesn't open up and spill chocolate all into your refrigerator. Then I want to take the end of this, and I want to get as much chocolate just kind of concentrated out of the tip, and I'm going to fold it over. That way I don't have a thin spot of chocolate, because that thin spot of chocolate is going to cool off quicker and it can get hard and clumpy while the top of your bag is still warm. I'm going to put this in the the refrigerator, until it gets nice and cold. And you want it to cool down completely. You don't want it warm at all. Otherwise, you won't be able to, otherwise you're going to melt the shell when you go to pipe it in. So, what do you mean melt the shell, Jill? So I have about a cup of melting chocolate, and I'm going to melt that in the microwave 30 seconds at a time. You do not want to melt it fast. You don't want to put it on for a minute because you're going to scorch the edges and the chocolate in the middle will still be solid. But you can get melting chocolate at Joann's, at Michael's, any of those craft stores. You can get the Ghirardelli or the Wilton melting chocolate. Either one of those will work. I already had this pretty melted, but we're just going to give it a little boost because I want it to be runny. Okay? And then we're going to come over here to our shells, and I'm going to bring my bowl with me. So, thank you, Nosa, for loving my hair color. So I can either pour this in, or I can kind of scoop it, and I'm gonna fill it. I don't have to be too neat, and you'll see why in just a second. Okay, and I'm not gonna fill them completely full. And again, you'll see why in just a second. And depending on how many molds you have, you might need more chocolate. Okay, like this is going to be so I've got that in there, but then I'm also going to move it around so that it covers the inside, all the inside edges. Okay, kind of share some of that chocolate over. Spread it out a little bit. Working with chocolate is not a clean thing, just so you know. Do not wear white when you are working with chocolate. There's kind of a old adage, so to speak, in the kitchen that the day you're working with chocolate, you end up coming in wearing all white. The day you're working with flour, you're wearing all black. So either way, you're kind of screwed. All right, so we're gonna take that and now we're gonna dump it out. Okay, because we just want that shell. See why I put the bowl down now? So I'm just kind of shaking it out. Yes, Marissa, this is going to be the outside shell. Okay, so I'm actually going to give that a little bit more of a shake. And the warmer your chocolate is, the more it's going to flow, the less shaking you're going to have to do, but the longer you have to wait for it to cool off later. So you want to scrape this, and I know I didn't fill in all of them, and that's okay. You want to scrape this so that all your molds have a nice clean edge. If you were to leave like this edge here, all that chocolate is going to stick to your finished product and you won't have clean edges on your finished product. So once you have that scraped, and you can take this chocolate and put it in the other molds. If you need to heat it up a little more, that's fine. If you're purchasing the melting chocolate, you don't have to worry about tempering the chocolate. Tempering is bringing it up to a certain temperature and then bringing it down to a certain temperature and then bringing it back up to a certain temperature. And that is what aligns all the crystals, the chocolate crystals and the sugar crystals, to make it get that nice snap, that nice hard shell, and that nice shiny finish. But if you're using the melting chocolate, it is already tempered and you just have to melt it down and then make your shells. See, not so pretty. Let me get a washcloth so I can just wipe my fingers off as we go. All right, so you're gonna take this and you're gonna put that in your refrigerator and cool it completely. You don't want it to be soft at all for the next step. So I'm going to toss that into my refrigerator. And I have one here. I have all kinds of different shapes. This one, I did stormtroopers. So see, I have those nice cold shells and they are ready. And I also have some ganache that is ready to be piped in. It's nice and cold. And so on this, you want to pipe kind of around the edges. And is there enough light? We could go over to the stove area if you need better lighting. Hi, Nancy. All right, so we're piping, and I'm leaving a little bit of a hole in the center, or a little dip. So you want to cut the end of your bag real thin, especially if you have a smaller mold. Okay. Leave a little bit of space, and you don't want to fill the mold all the way up. You want to fill it maybe 3/4 of the way. This one has a thick chocolate shell on it. All right, so you've got that piped, and then you're going to take your honey, and I like to keep my honey in the refrigerator so that it kind of stiffens up, and you're not going to worry about, you just want to keep everything cold. And it's easier, it goes in these a lot easier when it's cold. You can see how thick that is. I'm even getting stiff peaks. All right, and then you pipe that honey, or squeeze that honey right into that little hole that you left. And that's gonna end up giving you like a creamy center. Okay. So once you have that, guess where that's going? You're gonna put that into the refrigerator and let it cool down completely. You can even put it in the freezer. The colder this stage, the better, because of what we have to do next. Because if any of it is even a little bit warm, because we have to top it now, and we don't want the hot chocolate, the hot melting chocolate, to melt that ganache inside. So I'm actually going to get this hot again. And look, by the miracle of TV. So now we've got Darth Vader. And see, you've got, like, that honey is not moving. So I just gave that another little 30 seconds. There you go. Be careful because you don't want to burn yourself. And I'm stirring it just to make sure that the whole thing has a consistent temperature, that I don't have really hot in one area and a little bit warm in another area. So now I'm going to take this. I'm actually going to do this with a spoon for just a little bit more control. And you're going to put that right on top. And you want to fill it just a little bit more full. And I'll show you, because we're going to scrape it, and it's going to give a nice clean edge on your mold. Darth Vader Valentines. Well, for my hubby, that is probably one of the best Valentines. All right, so we've got that. And I'm gonna bring my bowl back over. And then I've got like a bowl scraper, also known as a bench scraper. And I'm just gonna kind of fill in the edges a little bit. And I'm gonna work quickly so that I can get this into, you guessed it, the refrigerator. All right, and then I'm going to make that nice clean edge and I'm just gonna scrape. Shoop. Okay, this Darth Vader has a little bit of a mohawk. Okay, so you're just scraping and getting that nice clean edge. And then that's gonna go into the refrigerator. You can also put that in the freezer if you are running out of room in your refrigerator. Like I might be. All right, so then, Marissa, should we be using the forks for this part? Sometimes it's helpful. Oh, I got it. You're gonna find chocolate in all kinds of places when you do this. Do I have any like all the way up to my elbow? Not yet. All right, so then, once that is cooled down completely, then you're ready to pop them out. And you want them to be really cold. And this is why you would like that silicone mold, because they're flexible. Sure they are, Jill. There we go. So these are actually little, this one here anyways, are little ice trays that I got from IKEA. There we go. Okay, look how cute. These are just little flowers. The Star Wars ones I did not get from IKEA. I don't know if those are available anymore.
Nope.
They are not, says the man I got them from. Look how cute those are. Aren't they a little adorables? All right, so let's get a plate and we're gonna make those. Let's plate those up nice and pretty. Get all my chocolate mess kind of out of the way. Cute little, I don't even, what kind of flower is that? It's not a daisy. But they're adorable. There you go. All right, yeah. So we're going to cut one open now so you can see that honey center. Let's see, here, I'm gonna do that over here because I don't want them all to go flying. Can I cut it? There we go. Oh, there we go. Can you see it? Can you see the honey, the gooey honey center? Yum! All right. We're also going to try it. give the cameraman one. He's been trying to steal some. Yes, Joni, you can be my Valentine. All right, what's the verdict, cameraman? So, because that palmetto honey has that little bit stronger flavor, it really comes out through the chocolate. It doesn't overpower the chocolate, but you can still taste that honey flavor. The orange blossom honey might be a little too light in this particular recipe, especially if you're using a bittersweet chocolate. You want that more bold flavor from the palmetto honey. So there you have it. That is Jesus Chef. I'll be calling you after live to give you an update. Hopefully it is a good update on the chocolates. So fabulous. So there you have it. Enjoy your treats for Valentine's Day. We've got some exciting stuff coming up soon. I know I keep saying that, but we're getting closer, and so I can keep teasing you until the big reveal. But be sure to visit our website. So you can get all of the recipes on our website, aspoonfulofhope.org. Remember, that's 2 L's. You can purchase the products. You can see all of our recipes. You can use the interactive map to find retail locations near you here in Central Florida that carry our products. Or, like I said, you can order straight there online and either opt for shipping, or you can opt to pick it up at Second Harvest. Remember to use the discount code Facebook10 and you receive a 10% discount on your entire purchase. And I hope everybody has a great and wonderful and safe Valentine's Day. Thank you guys so much for coming out and visiting with me and seeing our lovely little treats. If you guys try any of our recipes, also be sure to post pictures onto the Facebook page. We love seeing it. I know several videos back, one of the viewers was taking notes, and she posted the picture of the notes that she took while she was watching the video. So that was pretty fun. So our next Facebook Live is February 25th at 4:30, and I believe we are going to be coming to you live from the Aggressive Appliance showroom. So that'll be exciting. So that's in 2 weeks, February 25th at 4:30. Love you all, miss you all, be safe, and wash your hands.